Chosen one, this message is not a coincidence. This is divine timing. The fact that you've been led to this very video at this exact moment in your life is proof that the Most High is speaking directly to you. You didn't stumble here by accident. Your spirit was pulled here because you were meant to hear this now. Something in your soul has been searching for answers, for confirmation, for clarity. And this message is going to change everything for you. You felt the shift lately, haven't you? The internal stirring. That quiet voice that tells you something is happening. Something you can't fully explain, but you can feel it. That's because your spiritual awakening is unfolding. You are remembering who you are. You are not just anyone walking this earth. You are chosen by God. And whether you've known it for years or you're just realizing it now, the truth is undeniable. You are one of the chosen ones. Let me be clear. The forces of darkness have recognized you long before you recognized yourself. They saw your light. They saw your potential. They saw your divine assignment. And they tried to stop you before you even began. But you're still here, breathing, standing, watching this message. That alone means something. That alone proves your power. So let me ask you this. If this message is speaking to your spirit already, if you feel like this is exactly what you needed to hear right now, then drop a 707 in the comments. Let it be your spiritual confirmation, your agreement with the truth being revealed to you. And if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to this channel, Rise of the Chosen, and tap that bell icon so you never miss what the Spirit wants to share with you next. You're not just joining a channel, you're entering a sanctuary for the chosen ones. Now listen closely. This video isn't just a message, it's a spiritual transmission. There are things hidden in these words that your spirit will understand even before your mind catches up. Let it sink in. Let it move through you. Because before this video is done, you're going to understand why a demon was sent to you and why it could not destroy you. In fact, you're going to understand how it was your vibration, your divine frequency, that destroyed it instead. Chosen one, this is your moment of awakening. This is the beginning of a deeper understanding of who you are and why you've been through what you've been through. And I promise you, by the end of this video, you're going to walk away with a fire in your spirit that can't be extinguished. Stay with me. This message is going to reveal what you've been sensing all along. You were never being punished. You were being prepared. Are you ready? Let's begin. Chosen one, you've got to understand something right now. This world isn't just what you see with your eyes. There is a war going on, and it's not just physical. It's spiritual. It's a battle between light and darkness, between divine purpose and demonic opposition. And you, chosen one, have been a direct target in this war. From the moment you were marked by God, you became a threat to the kingdom of darkness. You were never just living a normal life. You were walking through a battlefield disguised as everyday life. That sickness you couldn't explain, that betrayal that came out of nowhere, that depression that sat heavy on your chest even when everything seemed fine. That wasn't just life happening. That was spiritual warfare. That was darkness trying to dim your light before it could shine too bright. That was the enemy trying to take you out before you stepped into your divine assignment. See, many of you were targeted even in childhood. You went through things no child should have to face. You were misunderstood, rejected, overlooked, or even abused. Not because you were weak, but because your spirit carried something powerful. The enemy saw the light in you early on, and he sent agents, people, circumstances, pain, things to break you, things to confuse you, things to make you doubt yourself and question your worth. And still, you rose. You have to know this truth. The attack was never personal. It was spiritual. The enemy wasn't attacking you, the person. He was attacking what you carry. The anointing, the assignment, the vibration. You're not just gifted, you're chosen. And there's a big difference. Being gifted can make you talented, but being chosen by God, that makes you dangerous to the enemy's agenda. So, yes, a demon was sent to you. Maybe it came in the form of a toxic relationship that nearly drained your soul. Maybe it showed up as a friend who masked envy with fake love. Maybe it came as addiction, fear, anxiety, or confusion. Whatever form it took, understand this. It was sent on assignment. Its goal was to stop you from waking up to who you really are. It was sent to keep you small, keep you quiet, and keep you from discovering your true power. But the enemy underestimated one thing: your resilience, your vibration, your connection to the Most High. What they didn't know is that you were built different. That even when you were down, your spirit was learning. Even in your darkest hour, your soul was being sharpened. While the attack was meant to destroy you, it actually activated you. Let me tell you something important. When you started your spiritual awakening, the moment you began to align with your higher self, your purpose, your calling, hell got nervous. That's why things got worse when you tried to get better. That's why as soon as you started to separate from the world and elevate spiritually, all hell broke loose. People turned on you. Energy shifted. Spiritual attacks came out of nowhere. That's not a coincidence. That's confirmation. You're not crazy. You're not cursed. You're chosen. Drop a 333 in the comments right now if you know this message is touching your truth. If you've lived this, if you've felt the unseen attacks, the energetic warfare, the moments when your soul was crying out and no one around you understood, this is your confirmation. You've been under attack because of the light you carry. But here's what they didn't expect. They didn't expect that instead of folding, you would rise. That instead of hiding your light, you would amplify it. That instead of losing your mind, you would gain spiritual vision. The demon was sent to stop you, but your vibration, your divine frequency, is what's been dismantling everything sent against you, and we'll get deeper into that. For now, just breathe this in. You were never weak. You were never a victim. You were a warrior in training. The fire was refining you. The pain was shaping you. The confusion was clearing out the noise so you could finally hear your spirit. The spiritual war is real. And yes, you were targeted. But let me remind you, chosen one, you're still standing. And the fact that you're still standing means the attack failed. You're here. You're awakening. And now it's your turn to move in power. Your enemies know who you are in the spirit realm, even if you're just beginning to realize it. The demons knew before you did. And now that you know, everything is about to shift. Chosen one, you've been through situations that didn't make any logical sense. People entered your life who seemed good on the surface, but their energy was off. Things looked like blessings at first, but turned into burdens. Doors opened that should have led to peace, but instead brought pain. This wasn't random. These were assignments. Sent, planted, designed to look harmless or even helpful, but created to pull you off your path. Demons don't always come with horns and fire. Most times they come in silence. They come in charm, in smiles, in sweet words. They wear the face of friends, lovers, mentors, even family. They come into your life quietly, sliding through open doors you didn't even know you left cracked. And they come with one goal: to lower your vibration, to pull you out of alignment with your divine calling, and to keep you in cycles that drain your spirit. Some of you thought you were just in a bad relationship, but it was more than that. That person was an agent of spiritual chaos. They weren't sent to love you. They were sent to confuse you, distract you, weaken you emotionally so you couldn't stand spiritually. That job that looked perfect but left you empty, that wasn't just a bad fit. It was a spiritual trap, pulling you away from your purpose. These assignments come wrapped in everything you thought you wanted. That's why they work. They speak to your insecurities, your loneliness, your desire to be seen or understood. They offer comfort on the surface, but internally, they carry poison. Little by little, your light dims. You start questioning yourself. You start doubting your intuition. You ignore the red flags. You overextend your energy trying to fix what was never aligned to begin with. And every time you ignore the signs, the assignment gains more ground. That's how they work. They feed off your agreement. Because the moment you tolerate what's not from God, you begin to suffer for it. But let me be clear, this is not to shame you. This is to wake you up. You needed to go through certain things to gain spiritual vision. You needed the lesson, not the punishment. Chosen one, when you're chosen by God, your life cannot follow the patterns of the world. You can't just date anyone, trust anyone, join anything. Your energy is rare. Your vibration is sacred. Your path is protected. But when you step into spaces that are not assigned to you, you open the door for the enemy to send his assignments. And trust me, he will. Some of the most powerful demonic assignments are emotional ones. Not physical attacks, but mental ones, energetic ones. People sent to trigger your wounds, to reopen your trauma, to make you question your worth. That's why you felt like you were going in circles. That's why it felt like you kept meeting the same spirit in different bodies. That's why peace was always just out of reach. Let me tell you something real. Those assignments were never meant to last. They were only meant to test, to see if you'd remember who you are, to see if you'd rise. And now that you're awakening, you're beginning to see them clearly. The masks are falling off. The illusions are breaking. You're not seeing with your eyes anymore. You're seeing with your spirit. And when the chosen one sees clearly, the assignment fails. Because what once held power over you can no longer reach you. What once triggered you no longer has access. What once confused you becomes obvious. That's the power of spiritual awakening. That's the power of being chosen by God. If this is resonating, I want you to drop a 333 in the comments again. Let it be your signal that you're seeing the nature of these assignments for what they really are. You're not crazy. You're not broken. You've just been under spiritual pressure, and that pressure is producing spiritual power. The moment you started raising your vibration, the moment you stopped accepting less than you deserve, you started breaking those assignments. And now they can't survive around you. They unravel, they get exposed, they flee. And in the next section, I'll show you why. Now we go deeper into the truth the enemy hoped you'd never discover. Your vibration is not just protection, it's a weapon. Chosen one. The world has taught you that your energy is just a feeling, a mood, something that shifts depending on your day. But I'm here to tell you something much deeper. Your vibration is not just energy. It is a divine weapon. It is a spiritual frequency that cannot be seen with the eyes, but is felt and feared in the unseen realm. Your vibration is the very sound your soul makes when it's aligned with your Creator. When you walk into a room and people turn their heads, even when you haven't said a word, that's your vibration speaking first. When people feel uncomfortable around you for no apparent reason, even though you've shown them nothing but love, that's your frequency, agitating whatever darkness is still living inside of them. This isn't ego. This isn't arrogance. This is spiritual reality. Your vibration is alive, and it speaks for you before you even open your mouth. See, when you're chosen by God, Your energy doesn't just come from the food you eat or the sleep you get. It comes from your alignment, your connection to the Most High, your obedience to your calling, your inner stillness, your ability to walk in truth, even when it costs you. That's where the vibration gets its power. And let me tell you, darkness can't fake that. Demons are allergic to high frequency. They can't stay where truth lives. They can't rest in peace when divine order is present. That's why every time you raise your vibration, through prayer, through fasting, through silence, through truth-telling, through cutting off low vibrational relationships, you start noticing things fall apart around you. Certain people start acting weird. Some ghosts from the past try to return. Old habits try to knock on your door again. It's because the vibration you're walking in is dismantling everything that was never meant to exist in your divine field. Your vibration disrupts demonic atmospheres. It burns illusions to the ground. It exposes lies. It shakes up rooms. People may say, "You've changed," but what they're really feeling is the weight of your evolution. And that weight is heavy when you're still living in denial, deception, or dependency. But you're not. You've been rising. You've been seeking truth. You've been aligning. That's why demons couldn't stay. That's why people started falling off. Let me make something clear. When I say demons, I don't just mean red-eyed spirits floating through the night. I mean energies, assignments, spirits that operate through people, through ideas, through temptation, through confusion. You see, not every battle in your life was meant to be fixed. Some were meant to be felt, so that your vibration could rise through resistance. That pain you experienced, it pulled you deeper into the spirit. That betrayal, it taught you discernment. That isolation, it purified your frequency. You are not the same anymore, and neither is your energy. Your vibration has become a shield that deflects darkness before it even reaches you. It's also a sword, cutting through lies, manipulation, spiritual attachments, and all forms of deception. You don't even have to confront people directly anymore. The truth in your presence is enough. The alignment in your lifestyle is enough. Your peace is warfare. Your joy is defiance. Your silence is sacred. Let me tell you something that demons hope you never realize. They're not afraid of your muscles, your voice, or your connections. They're terrified of your frequency. Because your frequency tells the truth about who you are. It reveals your authority. It reflects your spiritual rank. And when you walk in your God-given energy, no weapon formed against you can prosper. Not because the weapon isn't real, but because it can't vibrate in your atmosphere. You ever notice how people who once had power over you suddenly don't anymore? You ever look back and realize that certain battles no longer even reach your soul? That's not because they disappeared. It's because your vibration outgrew them. You evolved. And when your spirit matures, old demons lose access. Chosen one, this is why you've been under pressure. This is why you've felt the attacks, the isolation, the heaviness. Because your vibration was going through transformation. You were being upgraded. You were shedding layers of ego, fear, shame, and doubt. And now, you're dangerous. Not in a physical way, but in a spiritual way. Let the enemy send what it wants. Let the darkness try to knock. You're not opening the door anymore. Your spirit sees too clearly. Your heart is too guarded. Your soul is too aligned. You're not who you were, and your energy proves it. If this message is hitting your spirit, drop a 111 in the comments right now. Let this be your signal to the Most High, to the universe, to your own soul that you're standing in your power. You're not just protecting your energy, you're wielding it. You're not just glowing, you're burning away everything that was never meant to attach itself to you. Chosen one, your vibration is divine. It is your compass, your mirror, your shield, your sword. Honor it, cultivate it, and never again let it be compromised for the comfort of others. Because your vibration, is the very frequency of your calling, and every time you honor it, you walk deeper into your purpose and further from the reach of anything that was sent to destroy you. Stay with me. Now that you know the power you carry, it's time to address something many of you have carried silently: this false belief that you're cursed, broken, or lost. In the next section, I'm going to show you why you're not cursed. You're called. Chosen one. Let me break something off your spirit right now. You are not cursed. You were never cursed. You were called. But because of the intensity of your journey, because of the amount of pain you've carried, and because of how different your path has looked compared to others, it's easy to mistake your calling for a curse. You've asked yourself, why me? More times than you can count. Why did you have to suffer in silence? Why were you betrayed by the ones you loved the most? Why did nothing come easy? Why were you always the one who had to be strong, who had to walk alone, who had to heal while still being wounded? These weren't signs of a curse. These were marks of your preparation. Being chosen by God doesn't come with a comfortable life. It comes with divine training. And that training is not always gentle. It refines you. It breaks the illusion of who you thought you were, so the truth of who you really are can emerge. That process is painful. It's confusing. It often feels like abandonment, but it's actually alignment. You see, if you were like everyone else, you could live like everyone else. But you're not. You've been set apart since the beginning. Even when you tried to fit in, something felt off. Even when you lowered your standards to be accepted, your spirit rebelled. You've always known deep down that you were different. And that difference? That's your calling speaking. A curse is something that limits. But a calling stretches. A calling pushes you through fire so you can come out with wisdom. A calling strips away everything false so that only the divine remains. That's what you've been going through. And if you look back with clear vision, you'll see that every time you were rejected, you were really being redirected.